Welcome to Driving to the Res, sitting at the Shamachak edition. with Larry and Inelia.
Yeah. Today we're going to be recording this at the Shamachak because we're not driving anywhere, but we have lots of interesting things to talk about.
Yes, and lots of interesting animals sitting about us. Yeah. I want to hear.
Yeah. And here's the engine sound.
Yeah, I guess the quieter version's okay once in a while.
Yeah.
Well, the inspiration for doing it while we're driving is we have often quite a lot of driving to do. And we felt that it would be nice to utilize some of that time productively.
But also,
besides,
we also have really amazing conversations when we're driving.
Right, I was going to get to that.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
So I was saying, should cut to the chase. We often listen to podcasts, and we often have very interesting conversations about pretty interesting stuff, at least interesting to us. And so we figured maybe we should record it.
Yeah. I thought today, for this podcast, we could talk all about our road trip.
Yeah, we didn't need to do it in the truck because, honestly, we've been in the truck long enough.
Yeah, but also the truck with the camper on it is really, really loud. So, yeah, you guys know... And I know that engine sound is usually, even though Jason puts the sound down really good.
Yeah.
It's a lot better now.
All we have to do are an occasional Lucy growl, a chicken cock-a-doodle-doo.
Yeah, you'd have to work on those.
Log and truck occasionally. Yeah. I fed all the chickens off in the corner by the Shamashak's wood-fired hot tub.
Oh, nice.
So they're over there checking out the hot tub and eating worms.
Hopefully
they'll keep them busy.
To come back, yeah.
So you were going to talk today, or wanted to talk today about Area 51, wasn't it?
Well, lots of things happened on our trip.
Lots of things happened.
Including the Area 51 stuff. Right. So one of the aspects about the trip was that originally we weren't going to really see go anywhere near Las Vegas or Area 51 or anything like that.
That was definitely not on the itinerary.
Mm-hmm. We were going to go to California, Sacramento, pick up Brett, and then go to Yellowstone. And then from Yellowstone, we were going to go... through Eastern Washington and Spokane straight to the Shamachak. Mm-hmm. So kind of a loop. Yep.
A nice, well-planned journey.
Yes.
Easy drives in between space and place.
Yeah, it would take us a week.
Take a week or so.
Yeah. It was well-planned. Mm-hmm. But then we had the news of our puppy dog. Lucy. Not Lucy.
Not Lucy. This one is
Princess
Beauty.
Or PB in short.
Yeah, right. So we're in Sacramento picking up Brett, and the breeder called and said because of coronavirus and his job, Air Force, I think, he isn't allowed to leave the county. He called.
And no, he didn't call. He actually texted. And he told us about probably sometime in July. And I was like, we checked with people. And he's like, no, it's very unlikely that the forces are going to be like travel even then or even after. And I thought, you know what? I don't really want to miss out on all the puppy weeks of our puppy. I mean, what's the point of getting a puppy if you're going to get it as a teenager or an adult dog, So I said, well, I'll think about it. And then Larry said, well, we're going to be in the area when we go to Yellowstone.
Yeah, it'll be in the area.
We're going to be near Las Vegas. And I believed him. I didn't check it up.
Yeah, we didn't really look at the map. I didn't look at the map. I thought Nevada... We're going through Nevada to get to Yellowstone, so we'll just pick the puppy up. And then he said, well, we can't actually pick it up on the way through Nevada because...
She won't be 8 weeks
She's only 7 weeks and 4 days, so we need to wait 3 more days. Yeah. Because 8 weeks is the deadline, as everyone knows.
Yeah.
So
it's actually, I checked it out, it's actually illegal for breeders to give their puppies away before they're 8 weeks. So he was, being...
Conscientious?
Conscientious, yeah.
Well, he was just being...
conscientious and a good breeder.
He was just pushing us around. Thank you, Gaia. So we went to Yellowstone for, 8 hours. something like that.
Yes.
Yes, we stayed in.
The geysers were pretty interesting.
The geysers were fascinating. We saw what's that, Old Faithful?
Yeah.
We pulled into the parking lot, walked to the viewing area.
And it blew
It
up.
happened to be exactly the right time. We watched it blow up.
Yeah.
We went to the bookstore, got some books, got in the truck, and went to a couple of ponds that have really beautiful colors. And,
Yeah. You'll see some of the photos in my Instagram, my Twitter,
Instagram would be a great place to
and
put
Facebook.
those.
You're going to see those coming up in the next few weeks.
Plus, we did see a mama bear and 4 cubs.
Oh my god, but that wasn't in Yellowstone.
It was basically Yellowstone because right when you're going to the south entrance to Yellowstone, you go through the Teton National Park.
Yes.
And they kind of like border each other, so.
It was so weird because there was an area full of cars and full of people with massive cameras, and we didn't know what was going on. And everybody was pointing, and then all of a sudden somebody decided to turn their car around
right in the middle of the road, right in front of us.
Chaos.
So we stopped.
We stopped and looked outside the window, and there was a grizzly mama bear with 4 cubs. It was so cute. So we took a little video of it.
Yeah, that was about as perfect a timing as you could get.
Oh, absolutely.
And we got our geyser explosion in, and then we saw the beautiful ponds, and then we decided we needed to spend the nights. It happened to be a 2-hour drive to the place we'd spent the night before.
Mm-hmm.
And even though there were 3 places in between that we stopped to look at, we had no water. We had to get water, and everywhere in the park the water was shut off.
I know, that was so annoying.
I mean, we have enough water for a week. It just so happened that day we ran out.
We did not have any water.
Every time I stopped.
Listen in the morning.
Yeah. At any rate, back to the original park we stayed at, $15 a night, and nobody there. It's perfect.
I know, it's such a beautiful park. And the lady who looks after it was so nice. From Texas.
Yeah. So from there we had to go to Las Vegas, which I thought was in the area. But basically it's like going from Eugene to Los Angeles. It's not exactly in the area. I mean, it's in the western United States, but it was a 2-day drive. we drove and we found that we found that we do not enjoy RV parks, not one little bit.
No, we don't.
So everyone that we checked was miserable and packed tight like sardines. Even though they're all worried about coronavirus, they won't open the bathrooms. They put each other 5 feet apart in RVs, packed like sardines. So we couldn't tolerate that. We found an app that shows us BLM, which is like open land or something.
Yeah.
And parks and things like that. Those type of places to go camp. Places that aren't even developed campgrounds, but it's legal to camp at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so in the middle of the desert, where it's supposed to be 123 degrees, we found a beautiful off-the-road camping area, which isn't really a camping area, it's just a road with a turnaround.
Wasn't that after we collected her? Because we already had her then.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was after.
No, it wasn't, because we didn't have her. We didn't have her when we camped.
And we didn't?
No, in Area 51.
Oh.
We were on our way.
Okay. At some point, anyways, we
found that our route to go get the puppy, even though it was the western United States and it was in the neighborhood and only about 1,000 miles, took us through Death Valley and Area 51.
Yeah, I thought it was on the way out of Las Vegas that we found it, but...
I don't think we had the puppy then. Because where would she have slept? And we were one-wheeling around and...
Yeah, I can't recall now. But yeah...
Oh, it was! Because we were in Las Vegas and we couldn't stay there. We needed to get out of town. And we couldn't find any place that had plugins for our air conditioner.
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to stay in the Area 51 area, and the only places that we found on the route were really seedy.
They were.
Oh my God, that neighborhood in Nevada is...
It's bad.
It's bad.
Every cafe had a brothel.
I was really carried away. If it wasn't a brothel, it was a bar and a casino attached to everything. So, you know.
And very poor as well. I mean...
Super poor Quatchip.
Yeah.
Anyway, in the woods we went. And it was fantastic. And we were grateful to have Lucy with us.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Although it wasn't the woods, it was mountainous desert.
Yeah, it's funny with Lucy being a guardian. She's a bit of a hassle if you have a bunch of people around you. But if you're lone wolves like us, it's perfect.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah. That was really interesting. And yeah, so we stayed behind some mountains, behind the mountains where Area 51 is. And I scanned into the area. I scanned the whole area. Before we got there, about 2 hours before, 3 hours before, maybe 4 hours before.
So we were talking about a UFO highway. We had passed a UFO highway on the way through some pass.
It was really beautiful there.
Yeah, it was in California, I think.
I don't remember, but it was really beautiful. And the one with the clusters.
Yeah.
That was Donner Pass.
Donner Pass, yeah.
Yeah, but I wasn't talking about that one. I was talking about the return journey, and it was like probably about 5 miles long, like sideways. And I mean, God knows what the other length was, but we went across it. But when we got by Area 51, I couldn't feel any UFOs or ETs at all, not live ones, but I could feel and sense their technology in the direction of Area 51, but quite far down into the ground. And so if you're sky watching in the Area 51 neighborhood and you see UFOs, know that these are human-driven, flown crafts. They're not flown by UFOs.
But with alien technology.
Yes, definitely have alien technology, but they're flown by people. Know this. Because there's
That makes sense if you think about it, because I remember when I was younger, when the stealth airplane first came out and we saw it.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a total what? And that was kind of old when we found out about it.
Yes. Yeah.
And they just, here it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Had it, been flying it.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. And it came from that same area.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So we carried on driving and we had lots of little adventures.
I suppose if you had alien or advanced technology craft like that you were flying, then the other alien craft that we fly around wouldn't have so much of a aerial advantage, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
So they avoid that area.
They do.
And that makes sense, and that's what we found, was that they avoid that area. They are in other areas, but they avoid that one.
Definitely, and I can confirm that. So then we continued. Where do we go after that?
Sacramento.
Sacramento. Uh-huh. There were some interesting things.
Out after the desert.
Ooh, so we did start doing live streams on YouTube. Go to my YouTube channel, and you'll find all of the road trip live streams. Some of them the sound doesn't work out. We may have to do voiceovers on those. But there's about, I think, 15 live streams that you might find really interesting. Yeah. Landscape and things. Even if you can't hear what we're saying, you can see the landscape and beautiful, beautiful landscapes.
Still not as beautiful as here.
I know. We traveled through 6 states, and at the end of the day, the most beautiful was where we live. So,
yes,
for us.
Yeah. For us.
Yeah.
You can check it out yourself. See what you think.
Yes, definitely.
Yellowstone was fascinating. But I wouldn't want to live there.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. Idaho was the next best.
Yes, it
was. And incidentally,
very
Idaho sort of borders Washington too.
Oh.
But not that part of Idaho.
Right.
Yeah. Utah was our least favorite, and then it became our middle favorite.
Yeah, depending on what part of Utah.
Yeah. Las Vegas.
Oh my gosh, Las Vegas was hot. Although, one of the interesting things, this forecast was all 100 and something degrees all the way down to Vegas, really high hundreds, and all the way back. And Death Valley was supposed to be 100 and something all the way too. However, I started getting really, really sick.
Yeah, the
when
heat started getting to you badly.
Yeah, I started getting really, really sick. I got nosebleeds. I couldn't eat or drink or anything. I got really sick from the heat and the pressure of the heat. And I sat down and I just sat with Gaia and said, I'm really having a hard time. Could you cool down the area? It would be great to have rain, but I know that it's a desert and it's the wrong season, so I don't expect it. But just that lower down the temperatures, even if it's 10 degrees, it'll help me a lot. Well, it went from the hundreds to 65.
50s and 60s.
Yeah.
And it was freaking cold. We were wearing shorts and t-shirts. And you go outside and it's 50 on the thingy, but the wind's blowing too. Yeah. And it feels like 40 or something. You're like, what the heck is going on here?
It got very nice for me. And it rained in the middle of the desert.
And it rained. Yeah. And then as we were heading back to Sacramento, it started to snow.
It did.
We had an inch of snow on the ground, and it was 32.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
When we go up to Tahoe, South Lake Tahoe, we came back through and it started snowing. Because obviously if everything else got cold to that degree, then...
super cold.
Yes. And everybody was outside like, whoa.
They were still in their shorts and things going, what's going on here?
Filming it with their cell phones and stuff.
It was pretty cool.
It was really cool.
Yeah, and that kept Sacramento reasonable temperature too.
Yeah.
It never got warm all the way home.
No.
Then we came home and it's raining and it's cold here.
Yeah. Very comfortable here for me.
Yeah.
The other adventures we had with birds and Brett.
Right. I keep forgetting that this is our podcast and not our live stream.
Yeah.
So some people haven't seen the live stream, have no idea what we're talking about.
I know, yeah. So we collected Brett, obviously, my son.
Right. That was the first thing we'd done. Yeah. And when we collected Brett, again, we started... This whole trip felt like being maneuvered around by Gaia to some degree,
Almost,
definitely. There were the usual enticements, such as a beautiful little puppy that brings you to a place that you wouldn't even dream of going.
Ever.
Let's go to Vegas on our way to the wilderness? No, not likely. So. Zero chance of that, especially when we looked at the map and went, oh, wow, that's way out of the way to go to see Yellowstone. The reason we went to Yellowstone, incidentally, is it just opened up again. Yeah.
Anyway, we've never been.
Plus, we'd never been, and we always wanted to. Or at least I always wanted to.
I did too.
Yeah, and Brett had never been. And he's at that age, 14, 15, 13.
14.
Yeah, 14. Where, these are the kind of trips that he'll remember as very interesting. Mm-hmm. And know how
making memories.
Campers work and camping works, and have the opportunity in his mind already set. If I want to do it, I have an idea how it goes. So what to do, It's like training in life. Anyway, we went to Yellowstone. And then that was an enticement also. Yellowstone, take us up to there. Mm-hmm. Because Yellowstone is very close to Sacramento, didn't you know? I did not look at the map.
I don't think so. I don't think you saw the map. Maybe you was thinking of Yosemite or something.
Maybe, but I remember he said, let's go. We're going to go pick up Brett in a trailer camper because he doesn't want to fly, because he doesn't want coronavirus stuff. And he loves the camper. And I said, perfect. We'll get Brett. And then I'm pretty sure that's close to Yellowstone. Let's go to Yellowstone for a couple of nights and check out the geysers with him. Yeah. It'll be fun.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So we made reservations that were commitment level reservations.
Yes,
on Wednesday and Thursday.
We never even used those.
It was $120 a night.
I know.
To rent an RV spot on a KOA campsite, which isn't the fancy kind. And on the phone they said, this is the last spot we have. It is totally booked everywhere. We were enticed to go to locations, and we were committed by costs. So on Wednesday, we had a reservation, and the only open space in order to go see Yellowstone was reserved, and it was a 2-day drive. Yeah. But the campground was even
an hour to go away.
Hour and a half from the entrance to the park.
Yeah.
So I, in my mind, I figured, geez, this place is really going to be busy. It's a good thing we have a reservation, because otherwise we'll be stuck in a parking lot somewhere or something. Mm-hmm. So that was a very solid commitment to be there at a certain day.
Yes.
And it brought us there.
It did.
We found that we did not like KOA.
And we did not stay
even
there.
for $120 a night. They had, 12 RVs parked door touch to door touch.
Yes.
Plugged in, back to back, and side to side. Mm-hmm. And, that wasn't tolerable, especially with Lucy.
I know.
I'd keep her up all night, which would keep us up all night.
And we should keep everybody up all night.
And keep everybody else up all night. So it was a no-brainer. We had to get out of there. And that was fine because on the ride to the KOA, I kept my eyes peeled, as I've learned to over the years. When you're driving somewhere, always keep in your mind, if this doesn't work out, where will I go? It's kind of like defensive driving. Yeah. So I'm looking off to the side and I see a gates open to a campground, and I'm thinking the instant we passed it, I was thinking we should just stay there.
Oh my gosh, it was a forest.
It was a state park.
A state park, yeah.
The national parks, camping, closed.
Yeah, but the forest.
But the state parks
were open.
They were open. They've been open for a few days. But I didn't know that. And I couldn't have predicted that when we left.
Well, she said she'd have just opened.
Anyways, we got to the KOA, checked in, parked, plugged our RV in, looked around, and then another RV backed in right behind us, right to our open door.
With about 20 kids in it.
20 kids in it who all ran up to pet Romeo without saying hello or anything.
Yeah.
Which isn't going to work with Lucy because, she's a guardian dog. And guardian dogs have a job. Anything different or threatening in their mind, they bark at it or try to stop it or chase it away. And it's just not
like to be
safe.
petted, and that's,
It's just not safe to have her in an unregulatable, uncontrollable environment. It's just not consciously safe. So we took off, went back to that other park.
We did. It was really nice there.
And it was just us and a river.
I know.
And a moon. And the river was packed top to the top with meltwater.
Yeah.
And it was so strong and powerful. It was just the most amazing
place. And the moon was full, and it was reflecting on the river at night. Oh,
and we had campfire wood there for us. We didn't have to buy any or go. Just right there's here's firewood for you. I mean, it was just idyllic.
It was really beautiful.
So I guess it's no surprise that the next night
we came back to it.
We came back to it, even though it was a 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
I think 2-hour drive for us. We reconciled it with the fact that it's just the same as driving to Costco. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
let's just go to Costco for us.
But anyway, the birds part.
Yeah, the birds part. Well, we had gotten Brett.
We went to get some food.
We went to get food in Vacaville.
But Vacaville, the store, the restaurant we went to, had closed because they were having riots.
Yeah,
and we didn't see anybody rioting, but
there was no people. There wasn't even any people, but there was signs on the. We like to go to Pyology when we're there. Pyology is where they make pizza for you to order. So everywhere makes pizza for you to order, but these pizzas are pretty yummy.
Oh my god, they're so good.
It's sort of like a Chipotle.
Yes.
But for pizza.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's how they sold it.
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
We're going to open pizza store like Chipotle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good though. But they had a sign on their door. They had a temporary order to close, and they were going to close, and all of the places in that area were closed. And I saw across the street there was something open.
Yeah, so we went across the street.
We went across the street, and we found a much better restaurant.
Yes,
I don't remember what it is, though.
And then we came back. We were coming back.
Do you remember what the food was?
I don't even remember what the food was.
But I do remember it's very good, and it's across the street from Pyology.
Yes.
And next door to it, another place that we're going to have to go has wild shrimp tacos.
That's right. That was closed.
And they're wild shrimp, not farm shrimp. Yeah. Don't ever eat farm shrimp if you can help it.
No, don't do that.
Not if you can help it. Even if if the choices are no shrimp or farm shrimp.
Don't have any shrimp.
Just don't have shrimp. It's probably not a good idea. Anyway.
We were crossing the road, and in the middle part of the road, there's like a
little island. Yeah. For you to wait at. And across the street.
There was this baby crow, totally dehydrated, skinny like crazy, being with
ants walking on him.
Ants were getting him, and he couldn't move because his leg was injured somehow.
Yeah, injured leg, so he could only have one leg. He's like just sitting there looking up at us going, help me.
I know.
Can you just help me, please?
So we took him back.
Yeah, we
And Brett
picked him up.
immediately started healing him with water. The what you do if you find that situation is you get them in water, you cool them down because it was at like 100 degrees or something.
Yes,
at
this
that
was
point.
before we
Yes.
asked Gaia for a chill out.
That was
please.
before, yeah. And so you cool them down, hydrate them, give them food, and then bring them back because the mom and dad will probably be in the area looking for him
and
look after them.
They'll look after him.
Mm-hmm.
They fall. They go to the ground. They run around for up to 10 days, not being able to fly, and their mom and dad, keep an eye out of them and swoop on things that are
Yes.
chasing them. And
Yeah.
if there's a cat trying to get it, you can put it up on a tree or.
Yeah.
But you're not usually supposed to. You're not supposed to take them because they're like
Wild, right?
a very complicated bird with a very complicated social network,
system,
and they require a year to 2 years of being with their mom and dad to grow into
the
an
crow.
active, able crow who can, avoid being killed, I guess.
Yeah. But we went back, we waited and waited. There was
And we called
nobody
and
there.
called
There was
and made
no
crow
crows.
noises.
And you could tell because otherwise he wouldn't have been in such bad shape.
Well, he
I
could have
actually
been in
think-
bad shape. He could have been in that bad shape with parents there because he got injured and the parents got run off somehow.
Yeah, I think so. So it couldn't have been the parents there. The parents look after their babies and he wasn't being looked after, so...
No, they wouldn't have let the ants eat him up.
No. So, yeah, we decided to bring him back.
There was only
And,
one choice. It was
leave him to
either
die
kill
or-
him, leave him to die, or rescue him. And rescue means a commitment to licensing and
Yeah.
caring, and maybe even a whole lifetime's worth of watching over. Which it's a commitment that we happily easily will make.
Yeah.
But now we have responsibility for a baby dog and
hadn't
a crow.
We didn't have the baby dog yet. We hadn't gone to Las Vegas.
That was on our
yet.
way to the dog.
Yeah.
Well, at any rate,
Anyways, yeah.
for Brett, it was a seminal moment because he claimed
It's really good.
he claimed healing for that crow.
Yes,
He
yes,
held
he
it.
did.
He sang his Icaro songs.
Yep.
He watered
karaoke-songed
it. He
him,
boxed it.
Yeah.
He got all of the supplies for it. He Googled and researched how to care for it, look after it, and he took on the primary care, his responsibility.
Yeah.
And he decided
He's gonna go to college to be a vet.
he's going to be a vet. So it was quite inspiring for him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a cute boy named Ronnie.
He's really cute. This morning was really cute because I went outside to take Princess Beauty out for her morning, doings. And Ronnie just looked at me, the baby crow looked at me and he kind of jumped around. He was happy. And then when Larry went out, he knew Mommy was here and he started jumping around. And the human Brett.
Yeah, it makes it He makes a
Opened
crowing
his
noise,
beak
opens his mouth
up.
like, feed me, feed me.
Yeah, up into the sky, really wide to get fed. Oh my God, it was so cute.
Incidentally, Ronnie's here at the Shaman Shack, and he's outside in his aviary.
Yes.
And within a matter of an hour, he had a whole flock of crows who are staying in the area, and they're aware of him.
Yeah.
Instantly, they knew he was there. So
yeah.
his parents had been in Sacramento where we were.
They would have known.
They would have known him.
Oh, absolutely.
They would have seen us, and we would have had no problem finding him, and we tried hard.
Oh, we did. We looked for them.
So there's a possibility the murder, I guess you call it a murder of crows that are here, may adopt him. I'm going to have to Google it, research it, see if it's possible.
Hopefully.
But when he becomes flyable, if the crows are still here, I might let him fly with them.
Right. And then we did all of it, Yellowstone, Nevada, picked up the baby, everything else. We went back to California, stayed with Inelia. And we went out in their car to collect something. Oh yeah, we went to the supermarket, came back, and under the truck was an injured pigeon. Both legs were broken.
His breast had no feathers left from sitting on the hard, hot cement and not being able to walk, so he had to flop along with his wings.
I know.
And
I was like, no way.
And he was under our truck next to our tire.
Truck, yeah.
It's like, Brett, guess what? You got some more healing to do.
I think the bird community have figured out that Brett's a healer and Larry's a healer, so two healers together, that's where they're going to end up, near them, for sure.
Yes, and so Brett, go get the pigeon. He went and picked it up. And
discovered both legs
that both legs were broken, and so we had to discover how do you
fix broken
pigeon legs.
I know.
It seems like it's
there's lots
fixed
of YouTube
by
around it.
yeah. You think that there's a city pigeons and they break their legs, and the safest thing and the best thing to do is put it out of its misery and just kill it, throw it over the fence or let it something to kill it or put it out of its misery or those kind of things. But when we YouTubed it,
there's tons of things about how to splint the legs.
It's very easy. You take like matchbook and that kind of cardboard and you fold it in half, and then you pull their leg with basically a little bit of tension to put it and set it in the right direction. You wrap it in that stuff and you put tape on there and you leave it like that for 10 days. And after 10 days, the bones will knit back together.
Boom. We have 3 dogs, 2 injured birds, and 3 people in the camper back to Washington.
Yes, you can imagine this camper is pretty packed with a 100-pound dog, a puppy. I know you think puppies are little, don't take much space, but
oh my God.
8-week-old puppies take a lot of space for their potty things and their foods and their bags and running around and a lot of attention. And Romeo. And a crow baby who needs fed every 2 hours.
By the way, his leg is all healed.
He's already healed.
Yeah, and his sore wing too is all healed.
His wing is healing up. His feathers are growing in. He's
getting
doing
better.
absolutely excellent.
I know, he's doing great.
And a pigeon with 2 broken legs, which needs water and seeds. Actually, it needed popcorn seeds, and I'll tell you what, finding popcorn seeds,
really hard.
not so easy. Now he's eating chicken food seeds.
Yeah. Anyway, peeps, I hope you enjoyed your
little peek into our drive.
And peek into our drive. Go to our YouTube channel to watch our daily live streams.
I think we'll have another episode to wrap it up. We just have to cut this one off. Right now we have another appointment.
Yeah.
We're going to cut this one off. We're going to continue on
next week.
next week.
All right. Bye, everyone.